And we're live.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Talk About It Tuesday, live with Bo Black. That's me. And with me, as usual, is the lovely Lady G. G, what's going on, baby?
What's up with you, bro?
I'm chilling.
Okay, chilling. Thank y'all for those of you able to join and who will join later. We have a special guest with us today, the beautiful Miss Makkah Siddiq joining us, and we are going to talk about women in federal prison institutions. So, Makkah, thank you for joining us.
How you doing? How you doing? Hey, Black. Hey,
Hey, what's
Bo.
up, baby?
So before we even get started, y'all, I just want to put it out there that I'm a little discombobulated. I've been like this for a few days. My grandmother did pass today. Rest her soul. She was 101. Her name is Ruth Brown. Beautiful woman. Just a lot of life to give. So much faith. I learned so much from her. So I'm channeling that energy and that spirit today with me, and just really missing her and paying my respects. So if I'm a little off, that's the reason.
We understand, baby. We love you anyway.
Thank you, baby.
My condolences.
Thank you, sis. So Mecca, I had the opportunity to really get to know you one summer. And I was actually kind of going through my own little personal shit, but meeting you and this little bitty woman and all this fire inside and all of this history and experience and stories that you have, and I'm sure we haven't even touched on a little bit of it. So I wanted to talk to you because I think it's valuable to get, we always talk about the prison institutions and how they can be unfair, et cetera, but we never really address the women's experience. So I wanted to do that today. So again, thank you for being here. I have a couple of slides that I just want to share with people because we were able to just kind of go and get visuals of the things that you had gone through. So just give me a second. Y'all know I'll be taking forever with these little slides.
Side.
Shout out G Spot, Bo Black, at TY Little, and Final Cut Multimedia. So first of all, Mecca, what happened? What were you a part of? Lead us up to the year before everything jumped off.
I was 16 years old, Javon. My grandmother told me to go to the store and get her a loaf of bread. And instead of going to get a loaf of bread, I got on the 80 and I moved back to California with my mom and dad. And it just came from there. It's like I used to hang out on the block with all the homies from the 20s, which is up on the west side in LA. My mom lived on the west side. And my aunt and my cousin one day told me, if you're going to be out here with them, understand that you're going to jail just like them if the police pull up. So if you're going to be out here on this corner, make it lucrative to yourself. Do something. So I started doing what everybody else was doing. And before I knew it, I had took a $50 business and turned it into a $1 million industry, $1 million business. Within less than, let me say, I started out in 89, 90. And by the time 96 came, 92 rather, my 21st birthday, I was headed to the feds.
On what charge, if I may ask? Exactly.
Conspiracy, gang affiliation, money laundering, and drug dealing. My original sentence was going to be 30 years had they got my husband to testify against me at the time. But because they couldn't break us apart, that didn't happen for them.
Oh,
But,
that's what's up. That's what's up.
people do all of this and they glamorize it and they don't understand. Yeah, we made a lot of money, but every dollar we made, we had to spend to save our souls from getting life.
Wow.
That's right. That's real.
That is. So what went through your mind when all this shit like just came down crashing on you? Because I think you told me a story. You were like with your dog,
Well,
by yourself, and
when it first happened, I was still in Milwaukee. I wasn't in California yet. And the feds followed me back from Milwaukee to my home in California. Once I realized that I was being followed, I took their ass on a big run. I had fun doing it. And all while I did it, I moved money and made it able to defend myself because there was nobody I could trust with my money other than a lawyer.
Mm.
And so they chased me. Let me see. They chased me for about 12 hours, and it ended in Pasadena, July 12th of 92 or 93. It ended in Pasadena. I got tired of running and hopping and changing cars, and I did everything I could do, and they had already arrested everybody in my home already. I was the only person missing. So I came out of the house in Pasadena, and as I proceeded down the hill, they start coming up the bushes like ants and shit. Get down. Shit, I ain't getting on no ground. I'm out here, but I ain't getting down there. Shit. I was going to jail, but I still had on a pair of $1,000 pants. I wasn't getting on no ground. It was a lot, and it was crazy because when I first got locked up, I walked past the holding cell, and my husband at the time was sleeping in the holding cell, and I kicked the bottom of his foot, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" He sat up and nodded. I said, "Okay." And from there forward, we never parted ways or discussed or changed or switched on each other for no reasons. And they tried every which way they could. Every which way they could. Even as far as saying they was going to take my mother to jail. Have at it. She already is a cheater. Go get her and put her back there. The fuck? You know, she was already in prison. So what the fuck?
Exactly.
It all started because I'm one of them people. I don't like wanting for things. And when you tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it. And at the time when I jumped out there in the game, there wasn't many women out there. It wasn't many women in the city of Milwaukee that was in the drug world. And those that were piddling and paddling, it was through their man. I wasn't through my man. I was the man.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
But it cost me. It cost me. It cost me. It did.
What did it cost you? What did it cost you?
It cost me 15 years. And over 15 years, I gave them 12 years and 6 months and 5 years on paper. And I had to walk every bit of it. So you might as well say they gave me 20 years. And the first 3 years of it, I started in high max, 23-hour lockdown. So I got in touch with myself during them 3 years.
How was that? Was that tough?
Prior to that, huh?
Was that tough to
yeah, how was that?
Like that?
Yeah, prior to that, I had never been in prison. I had been to jail as a juvenile here and there, but prison, I'd never been to prison. My first prison bid was 15 years. Yeah. And it was crazy. In the 23-hour lockdown, the first 2 women that I met were Mary Wilson and Denise DeQuagan. They both lifers. And when you're living in a room with 2 lifers, who give you the right to say anything about going home or anything?
Right.
I'm very in tune with me. Them 3 years taught me a lot because I didn't have nobody or nowhere that I could reach, turn, or pull to. So I had to get it all out of me. And I had to figure out where I was going and how I was going to get there and how I was going to be able to live how I was accustomed to living, but not doing the things that I'd done to get me where I was sitting. And I didn't get the life sentence that they were trying to give me.
Right.
What kind of women did you run into? What was the environment like? Was it hostile?
Nah, women's prison, it has its fights, don't get me wrong, but it ain't like the men. It's a lot of more recreation and talent show, fashion show, hair show. They girls. You got them on the yard that think they boys, but they girls. And yeah, they kill me with that. How can you say you're a man? You got 6 kids in the visiting room with your husband, and you on this yard talking about call you boy? Yeah, no.
She said, nah.
That wasn't her word.
Gay for the state? Ain't that the terminology? Gay for the state?
I don't know, because my terminology was, bitch, I don't like me, so I can't like you. See, a lot of that coming into that gay for the state stuff, that's for women that's coming in, reaching out that ain't had no family and didn't have nothing whole or real in their life in the first place. You can't substitute my family. None of y'all. You can't even begin to embrace what I was brought up in. So I ain't no latcher, and I didn't need no latchkey. I know who my mama is. And I wouldn't need nobody to think they could coddle or baby me. We go into the hole, and I'm going to take your date.
All right.
Walk us through some of these photos of you, Mecca. You said this one was when you were getting ready to get out.
That was 2002. I was downstroking. I was coming home. I was in Victorville. They had just built Victorville, a camp. It's really a California? Yeah, that's in California.
Okay. Hold on.
You got one in there where I got dreads in my head. Okay, the one on the ground, that's Tallahassee in the brown. The one with me and Jess on there, that's Dublin. That's the FCI in California too. On that one with them dreads, I was Angelica of prison at the time. I got into everything that wasn't nailed down in prison. And I don't get into people's business things. If they had something in food service and they said I couldn't get it, I got it. But everything they said we couldn't have, I had it. Just like men coerce women officers, the women in jail coerce the hell out of men. I watch men officers come in, and I could tell them by how they come in. 2 or 3 days, bro, you ain't gonna have no job. You gonna get walked off. One of these drug dealing ass girls gonna trick you out your job. Yeah, because that's what happened. Because see, what we couldn't get from the streets, you gonna bring it to me. You out there every day.
Right.
So them chicks was sucking dick and all kind of things for bubble gum. Not me. No.
Bubble gum.
Bubble gum. That bubble gum is $1 million in the feds.
You might go get in my bag.
Right. On that picture right there, I was in Pekin, and they only left me in Pekin for all of maybe 6 months.
Where's Pekin?
In Illinois. They kicked me out because one of my co-defendants was across the street at the FCI, and he had a separate against me. Go figure. I am the woman on the case with 26 men. I am the only woman.
Wow. I don't want to ask you any specifics about the case, but whatever you're willing to share. Did everybody pretty much do the same amount of time?
Nah, me and my ex-husband, we did the most. I got 15, he got 27. We did the most. Everybody else some got 5, some got 3, some got none. It's all on what you could tell. Because at one point, everybody in this country must understand the mandatory minimum on drug sentencing is a 10-year bid. If you get under 10 years, I don't care what nobody tell you. You aided and assisted the government. Because they can change a lot of things, but they cannot change the guidelines. They have to sentence by the guidelines.
That part.
Right.
So now you know everybody that's watching. Check on your people, watch your people.
Check your people.
Because some of them nibbling on more than cheese.
No.
Mecca, you are very open about your spirituality, about your faith. Did you find that while in prison? After?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I embraced Islam when I was in prison because before I embraced anything, I read all of the books divine, and once I realized that, and I seen how the Christian sisters treated each other in there, they watch each other starve. But I watch my Muslim sisters, when a new Muslim come on the yard, everything you could think of that you need, we had for you. But the Christians didn't have that. And it's hard. And I needed discipline. Christianity wasn't going to discipline me because, see, they pray when they pray on Sunday. I needed to pray 5 times a day because I was dealing with some real demons. And I didn't know how I was going to make it. or what was going to be my outcome. I didn't know what I was going to lose along the way or who I was going to lose along the way, because my parents and my grandmother were elderly. Fortunately, I didn't lose anybody. Everybody made it.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Mecca. It definitely, I think, did something to your soul. I saw a certain piece.
Girl, that 50 on fire.
50 fire, 50, honey.
That is on fire.
Yes.
That 50 on fire. I work hard to maintain. People don't know I fight every day.
Mecca, how tall are you?
I'm 5 feet.
Okay, and when I tell you the motherfucking dogs, at least 2 or 3 of them is bigger, taller than me. I'm 5'6".
Yeah, you got them all. You got Gorilla, that's her laying on Prince, and that's Sunny Boy and Scrappy. You got all 4 of them. Everybody in the house over 100 pounds.
Crazy.
Yeah, so, I kept the mama, the daddy, and 2 sons, the second born in the run.
What do they provide for you? I know you'll die for it. Like, you're so serious about your dogs.
They give me peace. Yeah. They give me something that people can't give me. They loyal.
I was
watching. We don't have no problems with loyalty in this house.
I get it.
I was watching the DMX and the Snoop Dogg verses, and one of the things DMX said is the only 2 things that are capable of giving unconditional love is God and dogs.
That's right.
Animals, period. Animals, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, in Islam, Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says that loving of animals is a part of my faith. So everything is lawful except for certain things we don't do. And people like to argue it, but they as well shouldn't do it. Their book is just the same as mine. There's no difference. The only difference is the names changed to Arabic and theirs is in English. And it's been rewrote a million times because I was real confused trying to understand the Bible. That's the other thing that made me embrace Islam. I wasn't confused.
Yeah.
So it made sense to you. Islam spoke to you.
Yeah, it caught me.
And what was it outside of your example of the sisterhood you saw? After learning more about Islam, what was it that spoke most to you about it?
It gave me a peace that I couldn't get.
You were focused.
It wasn't supposed to get it in the environment that I was in. But I had a peace that nobody on the yard understood.
Right.
And I'm still kind of that way. It take a little because I'm getting old. But I've come a long ways because it's some things that you could used to do or say or even look, and we'd have to get it. We have to get it because, you know, in jail, everything or every body movement or different gesture, it stands for something.
Right. Body language.
Yeah, body language is a lot. And so I had to learn that because I didn't know. It didn't take me long.
Right. I get it.
What was the first thing you did when you got, where did you go first? You were in California, incarcerated first?
No, the first place I went was Marianna, Florida.
Oh.
It's called Shawnee.
So you went to a totally different location with people you didn't know.
And I was locked down for 24 hours the first 3 years of my bid.
So
by the time I hit the FCI and my custody level had dropped, I didn't really like people no more.
Right. I can get it. I mean, you didn't have to deal with them for so much. You were so turned inside, you couldn't really relate to them.
And honey, I ain't even get no time, and I be feeling that way half the time. Shit.
Man, I would sit outside and crochet, and people would be walking, and I would be making kufis and dolls and blankets and all kind of stuff because I'm very crafty. The only time they could get me to talk to them is if they say, "We gonna play baseball. Let's get it."
Right.
And when I first started my time, we had a roller skating rink, and it was still co-ed. What? They
Oh,
had the
nice,
DC boys in Dublin up there.
nice.
So yeah, but yeah, it wasn't what you thought. Cause see, them boys be walking in the yard with them girls, and them punks be telling them, "He over there walking with you right now, but he gonna be fucking me when the yard locked up." Hey, this shit is real. I didn't know what to do, so I wrote my husband, and I told my husband, I said, "Hey, something wrong." He said, "What's the matter?" I said, "I woke up, ain't no goddamn men in here. These is all girls. Wrong place." He said, "Nah, babe, you where you gonna be for a minute. You gonna have to adapt." I said, "How? I ain't used to being with no bunch of bitches. You know, I'm the only girl always with 50 or 30, 40 men.
Right.
Never no women." Oh, that was a shock. That was a culture shock for me. I was like, "Oh my God, there's really not no men except for these polices." For 15 years. So what I did, because I couldn't figure it out, I started reading, I stayed to myself, and then I jumped in school.
That's right. And if I'm not mistaken, it was where you learned phlebotomy, correct?
Actually, I got my certified medical assistance then.
Oh.
And I got my associate science in business.
Ah, what else you got?
I'm an x-ray technician. I'm a certified x-ray technician. I'm a certified phlebotomist. And this is all shit they told me I couldn't do because I was a drug dealer.
That's
You're
right.
a drug dealer. You can't do that. I said, "Oh, watch me. My crime ain't of that."
Right.
I petitioned the board and they let me in.
And you proved it. Right. You did it.
I'm doing it every day. I get up and do it with honors.
So let's switch gears just a little bit, Mecca, because I know we're talking about women and their experience in the prison industrial complexes, but you have now succeeded in doing what you want. You're successful. You're down there in Fort Worth doing your thing. Beautiful home. You took me on a tour the other day, virtually. What is it like in the medical field dealing with this COVID situation right now?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. Everybody think it's a joke and everybody think it's a game. It's not. And if you don't wear a mask, you're gonna become a damn experiment. Nobody ain't got no cure. You can listen to Fauci and all. Listen to the science. When he first started, he said we didn't need a mask because he was trying to appease Trump. I'm telling you from firsthand, going in these units, I watch people go from 200-something pounds down to 60 pounds. And they put you in a dead state to where your brain is moving and functioning, but your body ain't doing nothing its ass because you're being sedated. You can't eat. And the worst thing of it is after healing from COVID, people are having to have lung transplants. They getting diabetes. They showing signs of lupus. All of this stuff is behind COVID. Prior to COVID, they had none of these things. They got a whole blog going with all the people that have healed from COVID, and they telling all the different symptoms and different stuff that they're coming up with. And all I can tell you, Javon, is I pray 5 times a day. And when I get up in the morning and I pray Sergeant, I ask Allah to guide and bless me in my travels so that I can aid someone who needs assistance. Protect me in all that I do because I'm doing for the good.
Right.
And
protect
I must say,
and I say this to him too because I don't leave it out. You protected me when I was wrong by everything I done, so you gotta protect me now.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
Well, you said
how I get by.
You took it out of my mouth. Yeah. What a way.
That's how I get by.
What a way to give back. I commend you. I salute that shit for real. Yes.
Yeah, I try and tell everybody it ain't no joke, and now it's real. And people think that it just goes in your nose. No, if you get coughed on or hacked on by somebody that caught COVID, it get down in your eye ducts. Anything that tears, you can get COVID. Your nose, your eyes, your mouth. It's airborne, it's droplets. So now we're being asked to wear face masks. We have to wear masks or goggles. You gotta protect your eyes now too. I was telling Javon the other day, I'm glad she one of them girls that like the big sunglasses and all that when she out wear them.
She didn't put them on today because I had all these. I cried so much last night, y'all. Yeah,
condolences again, bro.
I just felt the spirit and I cried. It was
Hey, can I tell you this?
yeah. Well, you know, and then my grandmother passed today, so you know, but we knew. Yeah. So anyway, one of the things I'm gonna say about that, we're talking about medical. I think it's such a beautiful thing when a person knows, like, okay, you know what, y'all, I think I'm on my way out. Call the family, let's get together. I want to see my people. We stayed over there. Different family came in for over the week, and then she was just in so much pain. She said, okay, let me go to the hospital. So they took her in the hospital, made her comfortable. And yeah.
But you gotta understand this. From Allah we come, from Allah we turn. From God you come, from God you return. Nobody gets out alive. And the sad thing is, everybody prepare and be geeked about these babies coming in, but you gotta know they gotta leave here, and you don't know when. So make that same preparation for their wings as you did for their coming.
Yes.
You don't have to go fund your babies. That's nothing more worse than having to go fund your babies. You didn't fund nobody to bring them here.
That's right. Wow.
That's bad. And my words to all you good dope boys, all you good dope boys, get your insurance policy. Because I had one. My ex-husband got
get
shot.
your life insurance ASAP.
And all you non boys, get your life insurance as well. You're gonna die too.
Yeah, my ex got shot 16 times. And you know who took him, you know who got him alive? Snoopy, MetLife paid, baby. Because we was paying MetLife.
Right. Snoopy.
Yeah, you know, people don't prepare for things. And I've been taught to deal with things. See, I being Muslim, I don't mourn the way everybody do, because wailing out and crying, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, that's taking that person's soul straight to hell. So we don't mourn out loud and like that. So, hey, I accept death just like I do life, because I know I can't stay forever. But I ain't ready to go yet. I still got some stuff to do. So, you know, I have to let him know that when I be hollering at him.
I love it. That's beautiful. I think anybody that has a strong faith, the last thing they should fear is death, right? It's an extension.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's an extension of for me.
What was that more line from that famous line from the movie? Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
So, Mecca, you mentioned, now this shit flipped me the other day. I'm like, what? And you know, I have a couple of people. Well, obviously we all Black. We all know somebody that has been in prison. But I find it interesting the different stories I hear and the different people that they've met and roomed with, etc.
Oh yeah, I had some crazy
people that you along the way now.
When we first got to Tallahassee, Squeaky, one of Charles Manson's girlfriends, we was roommates. Then after that, I moved into the drug unit. And you ever heard of the Red Rum Murderers?
Red Rum Murderers.
Somebody in the back.
It was two white girls, and they were working in a nursing home, and they were pulling names and killing the people. Well, Kathy Woods, one of them, even though it was a state case, both of them were state. Kathy Woods lived in the feds with us because they wanted to, her co-defendant, which was her girlfriend, wanted to kill her. So they brought her into the feds to protect her, put her with us. And who else? The lady who tried to kill President Ford, Miss Sarah, poor baby.
That poor baby.
And they told Miss Sarah she can't get out to the last descendant. When the hell that's gonna happen and people steady having kids?
So they told her she can't get out until the last descendant of the Fords passed away. But they keep reproducing.
They ain't gonna pass away. He ain't going nowhere. Hey, that's what they do.
They can do that?
Yeah, they do it. That we was a president. She tried to kill the president. You
Yeah,
got
I
your
guess, yeah.
I mean, as bad as we would like it all, and then you know what's sad? When she tells this story and she tells us all, was telling us all about it, she said it wasn't even a real gun.
Not a real
Blew my
gun.
hair, blew my hair off. I was like, what?
A BB gun? What she
No, what,
It wasn't a real gun.
starter pistol or something?
Something like that. It wasn't even no real gun. She tricked her whole life off. And she can't never get that back.
ever? And he's not even famous enough for her to be like, oh yeah, remember that woman? You know, everybody like, who?
Right.
Who was president?
Right. Who?
Yeah. Right.
Or, oh, right.
Right. Now nobody even know who he is. I'm like, you talking about the car man?
Right.
Yeah. And Heidi Fleiss came into Dublin, but by the time Heidi came into to FCI Dublin, I was already gone. And I wasn't impressed anyways, because what? I ain't impressed. Your ass still in here with us, so it wasn't that slick.
Right.
So
It wasn't that slick.
Booty.
most of the that you were able to develop some kind of friendships with or relationships with, it sounds like they went on to do pretty well for themselves, all of you. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody doing pretty all right who I'm close with.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think separated y'all from everybody else, Mecca?
Education.
Mm-hmm.
Education, and we wasn't dykes.
Wait, now what's wrong with the dykes? Because you know they be about that.
Listen, I don't like nobody for nothing it is they want to do. But if it's some shit you just pick up fresh off the bus, ain't even been through medical, and you ain't never lived in that world before, you ain't never played in it when you was free, but you come straight off the bus into a prison yard with a bunch of people who don't know what nobody got because they don't disclose nobody's shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. All that shit is to me, shit they was embarrassing could get called on the street about. They feel free and loose with it because who gonna call you on it in prison?
Right.
Ain't nobody call you on that shit in jail. That's why it's so in the abundance and so quick to be done. But run into one of them bitches and their girlfriend run into them out here on the street and trying to dress them bitch like you did in their yard and watch her be a whole nother bitch on you. What? Bitch, stop playing. That was your girlfriend in jail. You remember? Dude told me don't call you no bitch. Well, why not? You in here with us. You know, so it's shit like that. If that wasn't your world outside, I don't respect that gay for the state shit. That people, like one of my friends, she was inside with me, my roommate, twin from DC. Man, look, not a problem. That's your world, live in it. She came there that way, though.
Yeah.
Right.
She didn't come in there like she wasn't that. She came that way, just like Terry. We had a hermaphrodite. She came in there that way.
But was she popular?
They didn't know what to do with her. She was a big old white girl. Man, her hands looked like two of mine. Man, they made that big old cracker mad. One day she said, don't make me. I said, wait a minute.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Yeah, so you know, when you go to playing with your sex and you're trying to do these sex changes and shit, people need to understand. Yeah, they'll throw you in, but they separate you off a little too.
Mm.
Because you just not gonna get free reign like everybody. That just don't happen.
Right.
But once once they discovered she was what she was with us. She started off with the boys, but they couldn't keep her over at the FBC with the boys. They had to bring her over there with us.
Yeah.
So did some of them get out? Did some of them get forced into that shit?
Man, look, I don't consider. I think they all was bi-curious in the first place, and it didn't take much influence. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, Javon, it take more than some goddamn noodles off a commissary. And that's all we was playing with, baby, was noodles and shit like that. It ain't what like, hey, look. Yeah, they was a lot of them didn't have nobody, so they needed a girlfriend so she could take care of them. And then they would go and work in Unicorn. In the feds, Unicorn is a big business. They swear it's not big business, but it's big business. The Marines
Mm-hmm.
tap off of it every Christmas. They be hollering toys for tots, toys for tots.
Mm-hmm.
The girls make their motherfuckers in Tallahassee, Florida, okay? The women's prison build y'all toys for tots.
Oh, wow.
The Marines ain't built a goddamn thing.
Wow.
Oh, so they got the prisoners building it, but let the Marines get the credit and shine.
Your heavy wiring for bombs and detonators, Lompoc, Danbury, yeah. Your prisoners, we build shit for bombs, detonators and all. Unicorn, Cricket, the phone company, ADP, phone service, your answering service for Cricket, that's the prison. ADP. It's an ADP job. They take and have us, they was building, I never worked in Unicorn because I was not doing slave labor. They was making their little money, but look here, I got peoples. My peoples ate my books every week. I was good. I was working there and they would make more money than everybody in the yard. You know what I mean? Because they was doing shit that nobody wanted to do. I ain't going to build no damn toys. And it was.
Now, I just want to talk about that because you said something important, that slave shit. And that's what I think a lot of people, I think now with social media is very much more being out there and put out there. But if people really knew what the definition of that is it the 13th or 14th Amendment? Anybody know? 13th?
Which one?
13.
Slavery? It's abolishment.
Oh, it's 13. The abolishment is 13.
Okay. That shit has fucked up generations of black people and black families. But to find out that it still exists, it's just written in a different form. And now we see why they're like just handling these people and these black men and black women now. 70% of the population, or I don't know what the percentage is, I take that back, a large percent, but I think 70% non-violent.
Yeah,
that's the cold thing about it. One of my friends, she out of the Carolinas. When I first met her, 24 years for 9 ounces. I said, girl, that ain't no motherfucking money. At the time, 9 ounces was $8,100. They gave the state of South Carolina gave this baby 24 years for 9 ounces. I said, hold on, baby, that ain't no money.
Right.
That is not enough.
Uh-oh. I think we got a little technical difficulty. How you feeling over there, G? You good?
And she fought and she appealed and she ended up getting some relief. They knocked her down to 6 years. And that was a blessing because let me tell you, once you get caught up in this web that the government built in the federal system, ain't no just getting out. The only way you just getting out, you gonna go work for them.
Right.
And your work never ends with them.
Right.
Well, they gonna bring you back in, right? Type shit.
Yeah.
Look, your work never ends. When they see some hot spot shit jumping off and you one of them old dope boys that they know used to get out, they come proposition you and they ain't even coming to proposition you really owe them. So you finna go do just what they need to do. And they doing it all day long up there. All day long.
Unbelievable. I'm
gonna tell you, if I went broke and couldn't figure out nothing to do, and that had to be what I done, I wouldn't do it.
Why not?
Because what it takes from you, you can't get that back. I fucked up a whole bunch of people's lives, and I had no remorse or I cared nothing about it. Nothing. And then when I went to the drug program, I used to tell them, hey, I'm y'all worst nightmare. All I did was smoke weed.
Right.
I'll kill all y'all in here because I'm selling everything y'all want.
Right.
You know, so I start seeing where the damage. So I made a promise to myself when I came home that I would do more damage control than I would damage.
Wow.
Damage control. I like the way you put that.
Yes, damage control. It's damage control because these young girls hopping out here with these young boys and they think they got this bag and it's going good and it's swinging. Baby, you need to know they're going to get you
Right.
too.
Hmm. Yeah.
And don't nobody care about you, miss your babies, because they're going to get
Right.
you too.
And they
You
can-
know, there ain't no cutoff point.
Yeah, go ahead, please, go ahead.
There's no cutoff point into the means in the eye that they go, the extent that they go to get what they're after.
Right.
The only cutoff point be the person that they dealing with, your weakness and your strength.
Hmm.
Right, and they gotta exploit the hell out of it.
Yeah. Wow.
You got that weakness in you and they can, it's gonna happen for you. You gonna get it. But once they realize you ain't budging, you ain't moving, oh, then they go, oh, we're gonna give you life, so I'm still gonna be alive.
Right.
You know.
I love the way you take the power. You take the steam out of their threat.
Yeah, because I had a thing with me, Bo, when I got incarcerated.
Yeah.
I said, self, you got two things going on. You can't be oppressed and depressed. And I'm already oppressed to the fullest
Absolutely.
for 15 years. You not going to depress my mind.
Right. That's the only thing they can't take from you.
I never allowed them to strip me of my good mind. And instead of them being able to strip me, I fed it. I fed it through them.
That takes a lot
They
of
didn't want
strength.
us going to school.
That takes a lot of strength. We have a person who wanted to know, they said they thought the prison for profit has stopped. So that still exists?
No, it doesn't. It still exists. They still have them prisons that businessmen own, and they housing federal inmates, and they're getting a lot of money from it. It's not ending. It's not ending. As long as we got drugs, we got housing.
Right.
That's how they do. And they don't care who markets it and who pays for it, but it will be built. That complex in Victorville, did you hear what I called it? It's a complex. In the center of it is the camp full of women that holds 500 women. On one side is a USP. Next to that USP is a FCI high. Next to that FCI high is a medium. And then they got a camp for men as well. Victorville is a complex. It's a whole, and it's all in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
Mm.
I remember when they were bringing in the brick walls for that USP. I was pissed because it was blocking my damn sun.
Mecca, one of the questions we had prior to the show, a gentleman wanted to know, is it true that when you get charged, you got two options, do the time or make a deal?
There it is.
There it is.
That's what it is.
Do they present
You either go do your time that you are being charged with, or you cooperate. That's how they play, and they rather you cooperate first, because really they don't be wanting the small people. They want the person that you sitting down getting from. They don't want your ass. You see what they did to my friend's husband, Mosey's husband. My friend Mosey was married to Freeway Rick. You see what they done to him? That nigga ain't never owned a plane in his life. And the man the Mexican who was moving to work never went to jail. But Rick had to fight to get free, him and Mosey.
Yeah.
When I first met Mosey had 40-some years.
Damn.
Mosey beat me home.
No. She beat you home?
Mosey beat me home.
By how many years?
She went back out on some kind of something on her case. She beat me home.
Okay.
Whatever she went back on appeal, she won, and she beat me home. Just like my Muslim sister Hamida. Hamida was out of Seattle. She was the first woman up there. Seattle gave Hamida life. Clinton reversed it and sent her home.
Oh, that's what's up. Community center.
He pardoned her. He pardoned her. And I got one more friend that I really pray hard for, Danielle Metz, because when Danielle first came to the yard, she was 18 years old with 2 life sentences. But she was just a mama. She was just a mama and a girlfriend.
Damn.
Her husband flipped her whole case. He at home. She got 2
Nice.
life sentences.
Wow.
The struggle.
So I'm gonna tell you, the feds it'll take the best of you, what you think is the best of you, and it'll work it against you if it's weak.
Right.
So now you understand why I was saying I had to figure out how I was gonna get through this shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Absolutely.
they come in all shapes and forms at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
So let me
And
ask you a quick question, Mecca. When you got home, that first taste of freedom after all of that time, what was the first thing you did?
Sat down in the courtyard at the halfway house in Orange County, and I ate a extra large pizza. And wouldn't let nobody none of it. Was the motherfucking pizza.
I'm with you. I think I would do the same thing. I love some
That's all I
fucking
wanted,
pizza.
but I can tell you about an experience that wasn't so great for me. They
Okay.
took me to the grocery store. I've been gone all this time. They
Yeah.
took me to the grocery store, and I didn't. My friend Michelle went somewhere else. And when I got ready to check out, I didn't understand there was nobody there to check me out.
Oh, the self-checkout threw you off, yeah.
I had no clue. I said, so what I'm supposed to do with this shit? What am I supposed to do? She said,
Yeah.
bitch, come here. I said, hey, look, I ain't embarrassed. I just came home from prison. Who the fuck checked you out? So at this point, she embarrassed. The white girl embarrassed. She read. She like, this is what happens now. Nobody checks you out. You do everything. I said, oh, this is a thief's paradise then. Yeah, I was all fucked up by the self-check thing.
It's crazy what we get so used to.
I just want
Man, and then I got paranoid because I thought she had left me, and we had to be back at the halfway house, and I didn't know where the hell I was because I had never been in that part of Orange County. Dude, you talking about panic? I'm like, okay, I'm about to have a whole panic attack because this bitch that took me off, and now I can't find this bitch, and I can't pay these people. I was gone. I didn't. Couldn't pay the people. Didn't know how I was getting out of their home because I done lost her. All because I hadn't been gone that long.
Right.
Oh no, I'm about to go back. Shit.
Right.
Yeah, if I walk out of here with these people, shit, because who am I supposed to pay?
So you mentioned pizza. I just want to throw out there that Mecca is a really damn good cook too. You know, so I had
Is she?
dumplings now. Mm-hmm.
Is she now? What's your go-to dish there, Mecca? What's your go-to dish?
I like lasagna.
I like lasagna too.
Yeah,
I like
lasagna.
Yeah.
How you make your? You know, we're not gonna make this a cooking show. We're not gonna turn this to a cooking show.
I inbox it.
All right.
We're going to get ready to get out of here, Mecca. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate your stories.
Definitely.
Thank y'all for having me. I was telling, say that again.
Your experiences too. I just want you, before you, we just drop some jewels, drop a little, if you can say anything to the people, the women.
Man, look, all I know is black women, young girls now, y'all need to do some work on yourself because y'all weak. Y'all weak, and because y'all weak, our men are becoming victims. We breathe life, and if you can't give a man life and breathe and lift him, go your own way. Let him live. Somebody wants to give him life. The worst thing you could do in the world to me is what R. Kelly's wife did to him. You bring down something, now you have nothing, and y'all came from nothing when you had something. You gotta give life. We are nurturers. That's what we are. We didn't get took from the rib to be wearing no boxers, sagging, talking about I'm no nigga. I'm sorry. We didn't. That's not what we got took from the rib for. We got took from the rib to give life. And that means where your man weak or lack, you pick up that slack and you teach, you learn, you grow. You don't just throw in the towel every time shit get hard, because ain't nothing in life easy. It's just not. 50 years that I've been here, I'm telling you, I done hopped some high hurdles, and I hop one every day. Because when my shit get tight and my money ain't balanced right in my bank, first thing I say is, I'm going to grab me a bag. But you know what make me put that ideal down? 05561-112. That's my whole name fucking with them people. All I was a number.
A number, baby. Well,
there you go. There you go. Well, Makkah, we want to thank you for coming.
Yeah, more than a number. I'm sorry, you might have been lagged, Bo. I apologize.
That's all right.
But you're definitely more than a number. You're a spirit to be reckoned with. It resonated with me after all these years. I appreciate you. I love you. Keep the good, keep the strength. I look up to you. Thank you.
I think I'm coming home on the 25th.
And if you come to New York, see your people in New York, you better look me up too. We go get a smoke or drink.
Even if I don't come see them, I'll still come see you because I need to go to Gabriel's. You know how to get to Gabriel's?
I'll find it by the time you get here.
Gabriel's, it's the diamond store. It's called Gabriel's in New York. They got a ring in there.
Oh, you talking about in the district?
Gabriel's.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's been out of my price range most of my life, so I kind of stayed away from that side of town. You know, if I'm going over there, I might think about breaking some glass or some shit.
Oh, Bo, you can't go, Bo, because I can't go with you.
No, I'm a changed man. I'm a changed man. You can't see my halo. I'm a changed man.
It depends on what the day is. I might drive for you now.
Hey, that's all I ever needed was a good getaway driver. Come on now.
It's been fun, y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you for
I appreciate the offer.
Thank you. We'll see y'all next week, y'all. Stay tuned.
All right, y'all. Be cool. We'll be back next week.
Whoop, whoop.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good show, G.
It's over, Bo.
I know. I just said good show.
Oh, I didn't. My energy was so low. Anyway, we probably still recording.
No, but you know what?
We gonna see.
You know what, though?
It's the after-hour show. No, I'm just kidding.
After hours. Right. We just talk about it. But yo, real quick.
No, it's still recording, Bo.
Oh, my bad. All right, we out of here.
Love you, babe.
Love you too, baby.
Bye-bye.